Welcome everybody. Welcomes Ravens Nation, Ravens Flock, Ravens Purple Fusion, Raven Purple Fusion Loyalists, okay, all the Raven groups, Ravens channels, and Ravens fans all over the world. Welcome to the King Raven Fan Chat video podcast. I'm your host, King Raven, aka Big Buck. Tonight's show, we'll be talking about the Baltimore Ravens fattening up the NFL. Or the Baltimore Ravens fattening up the NFL. So I came up with this today because I was on social media and all the media networks, and I've seen a variety of subjects. And then I came across one that was very interesting, talking about the Ravens and their approach to, as an organization, to winning in the NFL. Okay, and I found that very interesting. So I'm gonna discuss a little of that tonight, and we're gonna talk about some other news at the end, and then we'll go from there. Hey, if you like these videos, please like, share, comment. I'm new to the game, okay, so work with me. I'll get better and better. I try to get better and better with each video. Feel free to comment your opinions, comment your thoughts. One thing I do ask is that we respect each other. We don't bash nobody. We don't really bash no players. We might do some NFL joking, little fan chat, little fan talking noise, you know what I'm saying? So let's not offend anybody and degrade anybody, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not what I'm about. I'm out here to have fun, talk about my Baltimore Ravens because I love them, you know what I'm saying? I've been loving this team since day one. I'm trying to tell you, our team always been the team. We are the team. We're the team that the NFL can never figure out. Every year, when they come to the table, they like, well, you can't count them out, you know? I'm not going to count the Ravens out of it. Because one thing about the Baltimore Ravens, when we come to play football, we come to win. We expect to win. Just like the Alabama Crimson Tide, Crimson Tide, I'm sorry. Every year, they come to play football under the tutelage of Nick Saban, and even before him, all right? And that's the Ravens' mentality. You know what I mean? They come expecting to win the Super Bowl. They don't come to say we rebuilding, or we fixing some problems, we're a growing team. And no, you come to win every year. I don't care what your team look like. You can give me the bad news bears, but I'm going to tell them, guess what? We going out there to win. If you ain't here to win and you feeling sorry for yourself, then you're in the wrong place. You in the wrong place. So if you're on the Baltimore Ravens and you feeling sorry for yourself, sorry for what's going on with you or whatever, then you're in the wrong place. We don't need you. We need somebody to play like a Raven, go out there and make something happen. You know what I'm talking about? So let's dive right on into it. First, we're going to talk about the organization mythology, their mythology. So from what I'm seeing is that the Ravens have one of the most distinct approaches in the NFL, okay? Their approach from what I see. Now, this is just my opinion. This is not the opinion of the Baltimore Ravens or the NFL. This is just Big Buck's opinion, King Raven's opinion on their mythology. I might be correct, I might be wrong. So leave me a comment. Maybe you can get me to change my mind or change the way I feel about it or think about it. All right? But for right now, this is the way I feel about it. This is the way I'm thinking about it. Their mythology, okay? The Ravens go into the season. They go into the season looking for elite players or playmakers in positions that are not that high of a value anymore, like linebackers, defensive linemen, and we'll talk about this in a minute. Defensive linemen, safeties, okay, running backs. You know what I'm saying? The positions that are not really highly coveted, those are the positions and the players that the Ravens are looking for, okay? Because it makes sense. If you got players, for example, Kyle Juszczyk, fullback. We one of the few teams that run a fullback. It's the only team that run a fullback. Why wouldn't you want a fullback? That's an extra blocker. You know what I'm saying? So now instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, what's that? 6 linemen. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what about 5? Yeah, 5 linemen. Instead of having 5 linemen, now you got 6. Then you add a tight end that can block on there, like Nick Bowl. Now you got 7 offensive linemen. Okay, in a jumbo package coming at you. All right, now I understand why these teams be like, man, I'll be sore after we play them. I understand. You know what I'm saying? With all that beef coming at you at one time, think about it. So while the other teams are going south, the Ravens continue to go north. And one of these days, they'll finally figure out. They'll finally figure out because the NFL evolves, right? But guess what? Just like with fashion, you know, just same way with fashion. You know what I mean? They wore bell bottoms in the 70s. Guess what? They're going to wear them again. They're already wearing the tight suits from the 60s. So the same thing with football, okay? The Ravens mythology is pretty much an old mythology. Big players, okay? Big running backs, big line, good defensive linemen, good middle linebackers, good tight ends. So, you know, think about it. It haven't came to fruition where they become an elite, they're an elite team, where they become that big of a dominant team that win the Super Bowl every year. Is getting there. It's headed in that direction. And it's going to be in that direction. Okay? The NFL is going to go in that direction once they figure out, because everything changes. What they're doing now to win is not going to be effective 5 or 6 years from now. So the Ravens are already setting the bar for that change. They're already there, if you think about it. That's why they continue to win. All right? Someone the other day posted on Facebook, this, that, the coaching, blah, 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 blah. And my reply was, but they win every year. So you tell me, you know, is the scheme that messed up when they don't win games? The scheme's not that. They're in the playoffs every year. Or they one of the top 3 AFC teams in the conference every year. So something's working. Something's working. And if I was an NFL organization, I would take a look at it, because if you think about it, it makes sense. It's called overpowering. It's called beatdown. It's called going into a stadium and taking the lunch money. You beat them in submission. And you don't have to pay a lot of money to do it. Think about it. Most of these teams got these receivers making $30 million a year guaranteed and all this mess. I'm not saying they don't deserve it. They deserve every bit of it and more. You know what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong on that. I'm not knocking the players for what they make. No. They're making what they should be making for our era, for this era right now. Okay? So back in the 60s, they wouldn't have made that money. But, you know, for this era, that's the money they're making. Okay? So that's just a little of the methodology that I believe the Ravens uses to be a contender, or close to being a contender every year. You know, some years are kind of off, you know. But being close or being a contender every year is enough. You know what I mean? That's up there. That's setting the bar real high. So we're gonna watch the rest of the the other NFL teams, and to see if their trends start changing. And I guarantee you, in the next 4 years, things gonna be a little different. Things are gonna be a little different. They've said before, we are on to something new. We are on to something new. But it's not new at all. It's just old school organization build up. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way you do it. Okay, because one thing about football never changes. You run the football, you tackle people, you catch the football. All right? So see ball, get ball. It don't change. That's one thing I like about this sport. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. People say, oh, they doing this now, they doing that now. Yeah, well, it's still football. You still somebody gonna get the ball and you're gonna tackle them. You're gonna block them. You're gonna defend them. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna try to stop them. You know, you're gonna try to run over them. You know, you're gonna try to catch the ball over top of their head. It's the same. It's the same game. All right, player personnel. Let's talk about player personnel. Now, I kind of touched on that a couple of seconds ago during the video, to where the Ravens are valuing positions that are not valued. It's just like the stock market. You know what I'm saying? People start seeing the stock crash. Guess what? They start jumping ship, not knowing that this is just a phase in that organization. That organization is going to come around, and guess what? They're going to be back on top. They're going to be back on top because they're a great organization. You know what I'm saying? So with the player personnel, same thing, undervalued positions, fullbacks. Nobody run no fullback no more, but the Ravens, and we doing it good. We doing it good. All right? I love the fullback. I wish they use them more. All right? So the player personnel, defensive linemen, linebackers, safeties, tight ends. Tight end is the biggest one. People worrying about a receiver, and we got 3 or 4 tight ends that's going to bring the business to you. Who's going to cover them? 3 tight end sets. Who's going to do it? You know what I'm saying? And have a number 1 wide receiver and a running back that we got in the late rounds that can catch. So you got your defensive linemen, okay? The Ravens are probably one of the best teams at drafting defensive linemen. And it seems like they're going back to it. They kind of slipped off there for a couple of years. We got some, you know, man. But that happens, you know what I'm saying? That happens, just like a new car. But so the defensive linemen, safeties, Chuck Clark was even said, interviewing today where he was talking about his fate with the organization, you know. And I know where you're coming from. You say he going to practice and everything like he's the starter. But, guy, you ain't the starter. You ain't the starter. Like you played, you did us well. You did us well for what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just don't have it. You know what I mean? Evidently, I didn't have it. No, I did have it. I just didn't chase it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, hey, dude, we like what you did. You know what I'm saying? You were all right. You know what I'm saying? You did your job. But you got burnt a lot of times, too, you know? You got burnt a lot of times, missed a lot of tackles, okay? Them teams were passing on us and running on top of us like it wasn't nothing. So, you know, I mean, don't be too cocky when you go there. Now, you might go to another team and be defensive player of the year. Who knows? It happens. You know what I mean? Maybe the scheme ain't for you or something. I don't know. But you did as well. You know what I'm saying? So hang on in there. I wish you the best. You know what I mean? I wish you the best this year of maintaining your job. That means you playing at top level. Okay, you're not getting burnt. You're making all your tackles. You're getting all your reads and all that. You're a very smart player. You handle our defense. You're an outstanding player to me. You're an outstanding player. But, you know, if they bring in a player that's better than you, then, you know what I mean, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? I'll be like you. I feel like you. I'll be like, hey, look, let me go to a team I can contribute by all means. Just like Hollywood Brown saying that he just felt that he wasn't needed. No, you wasn't needed. Dude, you only weigh 150 with wet clothes on. No, they didn't need you. Not really. We running 260, 270, and 240-pound tight ends sets. You know what I'm saying? Running backs that can catch out of the backfield. Receivers that can get separation and get open and catch the ball. So, you know, I'm just saying. So anyway, yeah, so player personnel, okay, we got the fullback. We're gonna always have a big fullback. We're gonna always be heavy with our tight ends. Okay, good tight. Everybody was like, why they keep drafting all these tight ends? Oh, well, I know why they keep drafting them. You don't know? I guess Isaiah Likely is starting to make you realize why they draft so many tight ends. Okay, think about it. Pick your poison. Who you gonna go? Who you gonna defend? Who you gonna stop? Which one? The running back? No, not the running back. Lamar Jackson? Oh, you know you can't stop him. Mark Andrews? What? Isaiah Likely? Nick Bowl. Come on now, think about it. So I love the player personnel department. They do a good job at staffing our positions. You know, one of the best. They're one of the best organizations at doing that. Schemes. So we got an offensive scheme, defensive scheme. So you know what our defensive scheme. Our offensive scheme, from what I believe, okay. And if, like I always say, if you think different, leave a comment down in the box. Our offensive scheme is to put the offense on the field and just let them just run and grind down the other team. Them big boys, you come about the second quarter, they ready to put up the flag. I'm telling you. They get a little break. How long is halftime? 15 minutes, I think. They get that little break, then they come back out there and get that pounding again for another 2 quarters. Bam, bam, for another 30 minutes. You're getting pounded, baby. You're getting pounded. Okay? So that scheme, I like that scheme. You know, receivers are going to be mad. You know what I mean? They're going to be mad. All right? We are running tight end scheme. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. They win like that. And they don't want to stop winning, so they're going to keep doing it until it's like stopped completely. You know what I'm saying? Then they're going to have to look at it, you know, saying, well, hey, look, we ain't got no Super Bowl in about 10 years. We might take another route on our schemes. But defense scheme always going to be nice. You know what I'm saying? Always going to be nice. Wink did a pretty good job, you know what I mean, as the coordinator. You know, he kept him in the top 5 for most of his time. But it just got kind of old, all those blitzes. And what got me when he made the statement that sacking the quarterback is overrated. I'm like, I wouldn't have said that as a defensive coordinator. I don't know what team feel that way. I know that ain't my philosophy. In a passing league, sacking the quarterback ain't important. It's overrated. Yeah, you wouldn't be working for me any longer. Get up out of here. That my boy though, Wink. I like that mullet. Wink, wink. Wink, you sport those sneakers and them gold chains, my boy. Yeah, so the scheme, basically the scheme is keep the offense out there, pound and ground, beat that defensive line into submission. The defensive scheme is to go out there and punish them for the little time that they out there. That's why in 2019, the defense loved the offense. That's never been the case on the team. But they love the offense. They sit up there on the bench for 30 minutes, 15, 16 minutes, they sit on the bench. Offense out there pounding them, beating them down, beating them in submission. And that's what you do with those passing teams. Keep them on the bench. You can't pass on the bench. Yep, stay right on that bench. Let us pound you for about another 20, 30 minutes and see what you get. So that's a little bit about the scheme. All right, preview. All right, so we're going up against the Washington Commanders. I like that. Y'all like that name? The Commanders. Yeah, they already talking noise that they expect to win the game. Yeah, I hope you do win it. You know what I mean? But I know you're not, because the Ravens ain't gonna come in there and let you. They ain't gonna let you win it. I don't care. You know what I mean? That's the last hurrah for some of those players that's on the bubble. Some rookies on the bubble, some undrafted players. That's the final hurrah. You know what I mean? You better give us what you got or you out of here. All right. So that's what that game's for. I don't think we're gonna see too many starters, and I don't blame Harbaugh. Will it backfire on us? It might for the first 3 games. But look, we got one of the weakest schedule in the NFL this year. So that's why I know they're going to the Super Bowl. That easy schedule. Come on now. We starting off with the Jets and Flacco. I love Joe. Joe, thank you, man. Joe's my boy, though. I love some Joe. Joe's a bad boy. A lot of people don't give him credit. That boy got a gunsling on him. Big Joe. But we'll see you week 1, Joe. Make sure you get a rub down, and make sure you start taking your pain medicine before the game. I'll start now to get ready, and make sure you hydrate. Because while you wait, you better be hydrated. Yeah. So yeah, the Washington preview. That's what we're gonna look at. We're gonna look at depth, of course, our undrafted and some of our rookies. Likely Travis Jones. Travis Jones is gonna be out a couple of games. Hopefully he'll get back a little sooner or later. But you know, those type of injuries, they kind of linger a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can't really put a date on them. So hopefully, he shouldn't have even been in there long. After he knocked that quarterback out, I think he got hurt after that, right? After he got that penalty, I would have took him out the game. I'd have seen enough. That boy bad. For real, for real. Come on, how much you need? How much you need to see? Football. I done seen enough. That was the same thing with Likely. Because they were trying to roll his ankle. I seen them. And that's what they do. You trying to be a show off? We're gonna roll that ankle up on you. You know they do that. If you don't, they do. I used to play football, I know. Yeah. So if they don't put none of the starters and some of our top rookies, Hamilton, Travis Jones, of course Travis Jones out. Likely don't need to see the field. No, we don't see enough for you. It's a couple of players we don't see enough. Tyler Batty, I done seen enough for him. You can come on, let Mike Davis run, pound the ball, pound him into the ground. You know what I'm saying? Some linemen, defensive linemen, offensive linemen. Now I know back in the old days it used to be was the dress rehearsal. And I heard another report today too. They were saying, well, Tom Brady playing, why Lamar playing, and why? Because we got hurt last year and we ain't about to get hurt this year. I don't care who playing. You could be playing. But we ain't about to put our starters out there and get hurt. We need them for the season. I ain't worried about no preseason game. Come on, man. Just because they put Tom Brady in there. Tom Brady all summer. He need to be there. He ain't even been in training camp. That's why he's in there. Why you asking that question? For real, for real. I'm just joking with you. I ain't gonna come get you. So the Washington game, they'll win, of course, because you know the Ravens are gonna play hard. We get a chance to see some of our undrafted and our depth, because that's gonna be they're gonna be ready to get that roster down for the season. So we should see some pretty good play out of our young personnel. Out of Lamar rumors, I heard a rumor today that Lamar's not gonna start unless a deal is done. He's not gonna play. He's not gonna be at the opener. He's not gonna play in the opener unless he got a deal. That's a rumor. I haven't heard that from anywhere. I doubt that's happened. I think that's opposite, because last time I checked, they get paid for every game. Unless you got a lot of money, unless you got big money, you know what I'm saying, you can sit them games out, for the contract. But if you don't, you're going to be out there. You got to get that check. No game play, no game check. Okay? So anyway, they talking about he might not start the season if his deal ain't done. I don't believe that. I know the Ravens know what type of offense they want to do, and Lamar fits it perfectly. And they are not going to let him leave Baltimore because of a contract. We got to give him we got to throw the bank at him. We got enough depth to last us a couple years, and then we can still do some cutting and all that good stuff, get some rookies in there that can play better than the players that's in there getting all that money. One of them is Ronnie Stanley. You never know. You know what I'm saying? I think, me personally, I think it's like a Dennis Pitta situation. I think if he don't, that ankle don't heal, I just think it just won't heal. You know what I mean? It might have been that bad where he'll never be the same again. And you have those type of injuries. I call them butter bones in one of the groups. And somebody heard it and correct said, "Oh, that's a serious injury." I was like, "Yeah, I understand that." I said, "I'm not bashing him or nothing. I'm just saying it might be one of those injuries that a career ending. It could be a career ending injury. They just don't know about it. So this year should be like a statement year. Like, hey, look, if that thing ain't right by this year, we're gonna probably let you go and get us a left tackle. We got to have a left tackle. Got to. And I don't think old boy, the guy they got that's coming off his injury, I don't know if he's going to cut the mustard, but we'll see. Hopefully he will. So that's about it for the night. Like I said, it's been a pleasure. It's a pleasure as the King Raven. Thanks for liking the channel. My views going up. My subscriptions going up. Everything's going up. Thank you for that. I do this out the kindness of my heart because I love talking about my team. I love football. So that's just where I'm at. So that's why I'm here. That's the most important. So, hey, love you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share. Make sure you tell everybody about it in your groups. And make sure you comment. Please comment. Comment and like. Comment and like. Please comment and like. All right, so with that being said, y'all have a great rest of the night. Be safe, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Thank you. Have a good night. May God bless you.